Hello, my friends, and I hope you are having a fantastic day. While wandering around Twitter, I noticed a lot of talk of Team Fortress 2 over the last few days, and I'm personally a little curious about what's going on. If there's one thing I enjoy in life, it's watching other people talk about things they're passionate about. I may not necessarily like what they're talking about, but I really enjoy seeing other people talk about things they're passionate about. And there are apparently a lot of people pretty passionate about Team Fortress 2. First off, the meme here, I found it amusing as I got further into the story. Valve Software, when it comes to neglecting their multi-million-dollar live service games. Because I'm guessing the complaint doesn't apply just to Team Fortress 2. Valve, from what I can tell, does not have a particularly great track record in the keeping up on the live service game aspect. So, because of their passion, they have decided to take a page out of the Helldivers 2 book. And you see here, Team Fortress 2 drops to mostly negative reviews as fans demand aimbot answers. Team Fortress 2 has been one of the staples of Valve's lineup ever since it released in 2017. In the years since, almost 20, it's consistently been one of the most played games on Steam. However, fans are finally fed up with the aging games bot problem. Team Fortress 2, or TF2, has been Valve's testing ground for features like microtransactions and even its player market, which now spans all of Steam, where players can sell or trade in-game cosmetics amongst themselves. People used to, and maybe even still do, watch the price of earbuds and refined metals like a Wall Street broker. Due to the game's age, popularity, and relative lack of support from Valve, the game has become rife with aimbotters, exploiters, and even scammers, all feeding into the vicious ecosystem that is Team Fortress 2 in 2024. Fans are finally fed up. While Valve did release a big patch last year, there's been virtually no indication of the bot problem being addressed outside of a tweet from 2022, which here you see. After the successful campaign to remove the PlayStation Network requirement from Helldivers 2, which hasn't actually been completely successful. There are still plenty of people who can't play the game or even buy the game despite the fact there is no PSN requirement. Fans are emboldened to review bomb to make their voices heard. In this case, Team Fortress 2 has received almost 15,000 negative reviews in the past 2 days, and that's at the time of writing. It was initially very positive, and now it is down to mostly negative. 21,241 reviews. Team Fortress 2 is available on Microsoft Windows and can be downloaded for free on Steam. And this was written by Brandon Little. And here you do see the post from Team Fortress 2 on May 26, 2022. Over 2 years ago now. Team Fortress 2 community, we hear you. We love this game and know you do too. We'll see how large this issue has become and are working to improve things. And of course, a lovely picture from Mutahar. I may have to blur that. I'm not sure how YouTube's going to feel about his nipples. So doing a search for the hashtag FixTF2, you have a lot of people posting. The last time anyone considered Valve to be the good AAA company was about 10 years ago. Since then, they've just ruined their IP and their image because they refuse to put any effort to maintaining their games. They're perfectly fine monetizing it, though. And of course, Mutahar did put out a video. He put out a very good video, much better than the one I'm making right now. And here you have this fellow saying the people complaining about fixed Team Fortress 2 don't seem to realize that they're mainly protesting against the fact that literal criminals allowed to run rampant in Valve's intellectual property, not that there's no new content. But to showcase more of the passion, here you have, or part of the passion, a part of the problem. Something Valve may not be considering is that when they don't take care of these games, they are predisposing a lot of people against their services. This here says the new Deadlock game looks pretty cool. Unfortunately, I don't know if I'll buy it, considering it's owned by Valve. Let's just say they don't have the best reputation for keeping their games. Prime example, one of their most beloved games, Team Fortress 2. Here's a bunch of guys shooting up in the air. Oh, and there's somebody with a very bad word in their name. And the aimbots need to go. For the past 5 years, Team Fortress 2 has become nearly unplayable. The game's official servers have been overrun by hordes of cheating aimbots, while Valve has remained steadfast in their refusal to adequately tackle the problem. The lack of developer interference has thrown the game into a state of turmoil, with seemingly no end in sight. Despite being aware of the bot crisis, Valve has instead directed their focus towards other ventures, leaving Team Fortress 2 with insufficient support in its grave time of need. From the outside, Valve appears to be more concerned with generating millions in revenue every month via in-game microtransactions, rather than maintaining a product that should work as expected. There's no putting it lightly. Team Fortress 2 is in an unacceptable state, and Valve's apathy in dealing with the issue is nothing short of appalling. And here's the problem. Despite all that, as of 1 a.m. June 5th, Team Fortress 2 has 78,005 players on it right now. Now, how many of those players are bots? That's the question to ask. How many of those players are bots? How many of those players are scammers? How many of those players are people? We don't know. So maybe part of the problem here is the bots are such a large problem that it's making the numbers look inflated. It's hard to tell. Only Valve, I imagine, would actually know the answer to that question. But until people stop giving them money, they're under no real impetus to act. And of course, at the same time, if they stop giving them money with the way Valve is currently focused, they very well might not do anything else with the game, period. One of the most passionate people I've seen on this subject is Kretosis, YouTube creator and VTuber. June 3rd may be over, but the fight isn't. If you haven't signed the petition, please do so. If you haven't left a negative review, please do so. Team Fortress 2 has been overrun with bots for about 5 years now, making the game unplayable. Valve has done nothing to significantly fix this problem in that time. In a single day, this community has flipped its recent review ratings on Steam from mostly positive to mostly negative. This is the most negative reviews the game has ever gotten in a single day, beating the old record several times over. The petition is closing in on 200,000 signatures. Do not let Valve ignore and forget us. Continue to post and talk about this. Continue sharing the petition and encouraging people to leave negative reviews. And here you see pictures of Team Fortress 2 and the reviews. Wired Wolf has an excellent stance here that I very much agree with. I'm kind of on Ross Scott's mind about this. I want Valve to either admit that they make money from the game still and begin actual support again, or look us in the eye and tell us they're ending support. Either way, I consider it a win. And that is kind of unfair to just let the game kind of languish and not let people know, hey, we're just not going to support it anymore. We're just going to give you things that you'll occasionally spend money on and whatever. Kretosis continues to tweet. This is at 9 a.m. Hashtag FixTF2. Update. Positive recent reviews have fallen to 27%. And petition signatures have broken 200,000. Team Fortress 2 has become overrun with bots, making the game unplayable. It's been going on for 5 years. Please sign the petition and leave a negative review on Steam. Let's get the game to overwhelmingly negative, and let's break 250,000 signatures. Continuing his passion crusade at 11 a.m., he posts now only a quarter of recent reviews are positive. We're getting closer to overwhelmingly negative. Drag it down as low as it will go. Post negative reviews. Talk about the bot problem that is making this game unplayable. Here you have 25% of the 22,314 user reviews in the last 30 days are positive. At 1:14 p.m., he posts, things have slowed down, but I encourage people to keep making negative reviews. Let's see if we can get this below 20%. To reiterate, it's infested with bots and unplayable. Valve has done nothing to solve it. Additionally, there are more negative reviews today than there were yesterday. Fantastic work, everyone, but keep going. Sign the petition if you haven't already. Don't stop now. And then at 7:06 p.m., down to 22% positive. If we can get it below 20%, it will flip to overwhelmingly positive. Come on, fix Team Fortress 2. Let's get it there. And then again, telling people that it's unplayable because it's unplayable, which makes sense. Now, looking at the website for Team Fortress 2, you do see here recent reviews, mostly negative. That's 27,490 negative reviews. That doesn't really change the very positive all reviews of 1,073,833. That is a lot of reviews. But you do see here there have been multiple times where it's flipped negative, but the last few days, look at this. 6,793 on June 3rd, 10,859 on June 4th, and they're already up to 1,957 on today, June 5th. And you see a lot of the posts. You have El Soup that says it was good, and unplayable due to bots. Can't play this game because of bots. The bot problems have been happening over the last 5 years, and Valve hasn't barely done anything to solve the issue. The game itself is great, but unfortunately ruined by its massive amount of bots and cheaters, making it unplayable. It's time Valve does something about the bots. The game has been overrun with people willing to dox, DDoS, and SWAT anyone who takes actions against the problem. With a link, we'll take a quick look at that. And apparently somebody wrote a breakdown of Team Fortress 2's bots crisis. All right, this is 23 pages long, and as much as I know people love my soothing voice, I am not reading the whole 23 pages. So we are going to pop through and get some highlights, however. I will also include the link to this document in the description in the event you would like to take a look at it yourself. Apparently, this document heavily features the testimony of Mega Scatterbomb, a Team Fortress 2 YouTuber who's been harassed by the bot hosters for the past year, and is a demonstration of what the bots are capable of. You can listen to the full audio in a link, which is lovely. Metascatter says about himself, I am a Team Fortress 2 YouTuber that's been fighting bots and cheaters for a couple of years now. In that time, I've learned a lot about how they function and some potential mitigations. But even with my background in software engineering, there's only so much that can be done without the involvement of Valve. I thought I'd share my knowledge and experience here to put on record what atrocities have occurred due to Valve's negligence. Hopefully you guys will be able to hold them accountable for what's happened, but even if we don't get the desired response, what I have to say here will put a permanent stain on their reputation. And we know what bots are. Apparently the bots always play snipers, and the reason for this is the sniper class is very powerful. By simply scoping in and hitting a headshot, a sniper can single-handedly dispatch 5 out of 9 classes in the game. This is without even factoring in a sniper's ability to charge a shot. A fully charged headshot from the sniper rifle will kill every character in the game with one shot, even with full overheals from the medic's medigun, barring a few special circumstances. Holy shit. So basically, one character can literally wipe out every other character. In standard gameplay setting, the sniper class is balanced out by our human limitations. You're not going to hit every shot while playing as a sniper. A human is going to have a very hard time reaching the sniper's full destructive capabilities. However, in the hands of a bot with perfect accuracy, the sniper becomes incredibly destructive with very limited counterplay. There even exists unlocks the sniper class can use to be even more oppressive in the hands of bots, such as the Bizarre Bargain, which rewards headshots with a faster charge speed, and the Hitman's Head Taker. Headshot fills a meter that it can increase charge speed on use. However, aim bots purposely join servers in groups to maximize their disruptiveness. It is often you find servers nearly entirely composed of bots, and in these circumstances, the game becomes completely unplayable. Below is a clip of a standard bot encounter to illustrate this, and you can watch that if you want to. Aimbots will also attempt to vote kick innocent players from servers. Since free-to-play players, people who have not spent the money on TF2, cannot use text or voice chat, this means that many times innocent players cannot defend themselves, which leads them to being vote kicked. Honestly, I am more curious about why they do this. Oh my gosh. Perhaps one of the bot hoster's biggest targets is Mega Scatterbomb. He's been a target because he's trying to develop his own anti-cheat for Valve servers and hosts a database for known cheaters. The hosters have been harassing him for years to the point that police need to get involved in his case. The negligence is what motivated me to take matters into my own hands. In 2022, my friends and I started documenting the cheaters we found in TF2. This ultimately turned into the cheater database, which was leaked to the public in 2023. When the cheaters and bots hosters took notice of me, I had become a threat to them. The point of no return was when I released a video titled The Ending of the Bot Crisis Part 1 of 3, detailing my plans to build a community-run anti-cheat for casual mode. The harassment that followed is unlike any I've ever seen. Wow, okay. One of the methods the bot hosters used to try and defame Mega Scatterbombs was by impersonating him in an attempt to slander his name. The hosters forged a bunch of fake messages that tried to paint Mega Scatterbomb as someone attracted to underage minors. They would try to spread these screenshots on Mega Scatterbomb's Discord server. Here's one of the slanderous photos that the hosters attempted to spread around, and a screenshot from inside the hosters' Discord, where they were still trying to paint, we're just going to call him Mega, as a pedophile. And here you see a picture of faked screenshots. and someone's saying to report the supposed person. The first attempt at slander was using the good old inspect element. Some cheaters stitched together a bunch of images designed to depict me as a pedophile, saying things like, "It's legal where I live," and one more picture and I'll stop. Thankfully, the cheaters aren't intelligent enough to present their slander in a way that could actually cause harm. Their usual strategy was to try to barge into my Discord with a 30-minute-old account, post the slander in general, very easy to deal with. Here is the moment where bot hoster pretended to be an ex-girlfriend. We're not going to look through all these, but holy shit. And apparently the bots have even named themselves in a way to make it appear as if he was the one making the bots. And the same thing has happened to someone named Spiky Mikey. They've even used AI voice recreations, apparently trying to make it seem as if he's saying things that people aren't supposed to say in chats. Stream sniping and DDoS attacks. And so they would stream snipe him while he was live streaming on his personal servers, and then DDoS his servers. Of all the things the bot hosters have done, this might be the most morally reprehensible, as doxing and swatting are actions that can have very real-life threatening consequences for the victim. On multiple occasions, the bot hosters have doxed the identities and personal information of people that oppose them. The bots then spammed the sensitive information to thousands of people using the in-game voice, text, and chat. I can't even find the words to describe how horrible this is. Imagine in one moment you're vocally speaking out against bot hosters, and the next moment your personal information is being spread to thousands using the in-game chat features, and Valve allows it to happen. Among the people that the bot hosters have doxed, Mega is one of those unfortunate victims. While the bot hosters use an AI recreation of his voice to say the most vulgar things imaginable, the personal information is being broadcast in the text chat. Wow, that is horrific. And apparently they even swatted him. The bot hosters swatted Mega, but thankfully the situation ended peacefully and got the law involved. The worst thing they've done by far was when they swatted me. Sometime last year, I had 2 police officers knock on my door at 11 p.m. looking for me. Thankfully, I live in New Zealand, so they didn't do a full-on Osama bin Laden type raid with SWAT teams and tear gas. They suspected me of making a bomb threat towards my university. Earlier that day, someone had made a bomb threat under my real name and posted said threat in some of the student-run Discord servers. This was quickly escalated to police, and the university was partially evacuated. I explained the situation with the bot hosters and cheaters, and eventually the investigation into the bomb threat broadened to cover all the other things I've had to deal with. I can't go into further detail for obvious reason, but the investigation is ongoing. I'm usually capable of managing the stress associated with all this, but I've had my fair share of low points. It's tough knowing there's a group of people out there dedicated to making my life as miserable as possible, and while I'm definitely one of the more prominent targets, there are many others who have been bullied in similar ways. Maybe not bomb threats, but the doxing and harassment are plentiful. The part that makes this level of harassment uniquely damning for Valve is that the bots themselves tend to be the primary vector for this harassment. I've seen many examples of bots being named after the real identity of innocent TF2 players, or using their face as profile pictures. Valve should really think hard about their inaction towards the bots, as their hosts are constantly leveraging that negligence to commit actual crimes on their platform. If they fail to mitigate this, they might be opening themselves up for a lawsuit. For legal reasons, this is purely hypothetical, but it is a possibility, and with each passing month, more and more evidence presents itself that could be used in such a case. Maybe such a legal threat would motivate Valve to fix the bots. Then again, maybe not. I mean, for me, I understand the people who play the game want to keep playing the game, but it sounded like me, maybe if Valve isn't going to do shit about it, they should just shut it down. At this stage, they are causing so much more harm to these people by letting these bots exist. And I mean, the other option is for people to leave and not let these bots do this. But in the end, why are these bots doing this? Do these bots make money? Oh, scamming money. Here we go. Among ruining the experience of the game and endlessly harassing the community, the bot hosters have also tried to make money using the bots as well. While the cost of operating the bots likely exceeds what money they make from the community, the fact that the bot hosters even have the audacity to wring out the TF2 community for money is damning in itself. Oh God. So you can pay them for immunity so that they leave you alone, which, wow. Extortion. There's also been an incident in the past of a bot hoster directly contacting a community member for the purposes of extorting them. In 2021, Spiky Mikey received an email from a bot hoster responsible for Spiky Mikey impersonator bots mentioned earlier in the document. The email contained a threat of creating more Spiky Mikey bots, but these bots could be stopped if Spiky Mikey traded over his Scorching Flame Hong Kong cone hat. Due to how Team Fortress 2 inventory system works, items can be traded and sold for currency, which gives them real-world value. The hat that the bot hoster was demanding is worth hundreds of dollars. There is another instance of the bot hosters trying to make real-world money from their bots, and the only reason this type of extortion isn't used by the hosters much is because not many people are going to be receptive to these threats. Holy shit. So, is this just people with money that don't have better things to do? And apparently the bot hosters have been paying to upgrade it, and that's why they can use voice chat. Holy shit. So what can you do? If you are reading this, it's possible that you are a journalist and I have directly contacted you personally. If that's the case, I urge you to report on this story. Well, I'm not a journalist and you haven't contacted me personally, but I am spreading the story. You can email me back and I can get you in touch with Mega to get more of his side of the story. This is a very important story to cover and it could do a lot of good at exposing the actions of bad actors. I have all the proof and screenshots you'd need right here in this document. Even if you aren't one of the journalists I've contacted, there are many things you can do to send a message to Valve. While one person alone holds not much power over a massive company like Valve, many people together can produce results. Here are some examples of actions you can take. Spread awareness. If we are to create a sizable impact, the information is key. You can share around this document and the proof inside of it. Spread the news of what's been happening on as many platforms as you can. You can also contact people outside of the Team Fortress 2 community with this information and see if they'll talk about the issue. The more people that see the truth, the more people are willing to help. Sign the petition. I have worked with the community members, Wheezy, Shork, and more to produce a website that you can find here. This website contains a petition that you can sign. While the petition by itself may not be effective, we plan on taking the names of the people who sign it, printing it all out physically, and I will see to it that I help personally deliver it to Valve themselves, so they can see how much the community needs change to happen. This website also contains helpful resources on the bot invasion, so please share that around as well. Review Team Fortress 2 on Steam. Steam's review page gives the average consumer a place to share honest feedback about a product. You can utilize this. If you are against bots and how they impact the game, you can leave a review on TF2's store page that reflects this. Boycott microtransactions. Despite the presence of bots, Valve continues to add microtransactions to Team Fortress 2. Valve is asking consumers to pay money for a product that does not function. Team Fortress 2 is also expected to have an update this summer, which will bring with it more microtransactions. If you don't want to reward Valve for how they treat TF2, simply don't reward them with your money. That is honestly if nothing else, those of you who play the game, that is number one. If you are giving Valve money, stop giving Valve money. Because they're not going to stop as long as they're still getting their money. But that is what leads back to the question of how many of the people playing are aimbotters and how much money are they spending and where are they potentially making their money? That is, I think, an important question. I'm unsure if there is maybe some sort of mechanic in which every game you win, you earn things to buy things, which, considering the real world monetary value a lot of the objects in the game can have, are they making money on that somehow? Is this a situation where a game has gotten so old that you have a center population of extremely rich people willing to spend absurd amounts of money to buy things from it? There was a game I used to play, a text-based game I used to play back in the day where it kind of went that direction. And despite the fact that it only had a couple thousand players, they would make quite a bit from their basically microtransaction schemes. But that was an interesting read. And it's interesting because here on this side you see all of these most helpful reviews, and so many of them are considered positive. May 24th, May 19th, better than Overwatch, May 8th. It's just the sun. And actually a lot of these don't even seem to describe the game as much as they say, like, this one says I like men. Well, how is that a review of the game? That's just weird. But yeah, I would say Team Fortress 2 has a pretty serious problem here, folks. started out just thinking I was talking about someone that a bunch of people are passionate about. Apparently, there are people literally being swatted over this shit. I will, as I said, include all of the documents in the description so that you can take a look yourself. And damn, tell me what you think. This seems crazy to me. It's always crazy to me when I stumble across something new in the gaming space, a new pocket of passionate fans and people who love the thing they do. And the things that can happen because of that. It's to see a community under attack in this specific way, and to know that there's a very large corporation that is doing absolutely nothing about it. You would think even just to save people, they would shut down the public servers so that they didn't have to worry about it. But they must be making enough money to make it worthwhile for them somehow. Anyway, let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. Please like, comment, subscribe, and turn on the notifications. If you really liked it, you can feel free to share it around, and I will catch you later.